Welcome to a series I have called Tales of Geff, the Almighty. Kind of. This is Geff. Before you ask, this is not my first playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. I don't really care about making OP classes, so if you see me speaking to some dumb stuff, I'm aware it's not optimal. I'm just having some fun with this. This will become very obvious soon. Also, have never played a Hexblade Warlock before, so I don't actually know what I'm doing with this class to begin with. But it's for fun. We have a few mods installed. One is extra encounters. We thought, why not try to save as many people as we can using the quote-unquote most evil spells we could find. That was the ultimate goal, to try and be the best good guys we can with the most evil stuff we could find. That was the plan. But we come across an issue. A fisherman issue. Saving these guys is already a challenge without weapons or armor. They are squishy, 2 die first round, but the last guy basically commits self-unalive. After a full round where I miss every attack, my teammate misses every attack, the farmer misses his first attack, he finally lands something, even if it is just a shove. That gave us some ground and a chance. I say that, but... And this was the moment where we decided everyone dies. New rules for this playthrough. Every soul we come across that we can interact with needs to either be drained of its life juices or meet a fate worse than death. We are off to a good start. Moving on to an encounter people are actually familiar with, we set the standard for this run. We are going to die a lot. I may have forgot to mention I did drag a buddy along for this playthrough. We are going to be creating an army of Geffs. And you may wonder, why Geff? But consider this. Why not?
He knows.
Getting back to the downed Nautiloid, we try a new tactic. The good old, if you can't beat him, bomb him tactic. Results may vary. Deciding that there needed to be more fire with this explosion, I used Hellish Rebuke on an Intellect Devourer. It succeeded the saving throw and survived with only 1 HP. This meant next turn it would burn to death. So, I feel super smart. Like this was all part of my plan, which it obviously was. Realizing my teammate is helpless when going up against his biggest weakness, a brain, I decided that I needed to help. I let him get the killing blow though, to boost his confidence. We quickly finished what's left and tried to recruit our first teammate. Thinking with 2 warlocks we could use some diversity and real firepower, I was more than happy to find Gale needing some assistance. The part I forgot to take into consideration was my teammate got to Gale first. Mick Huggins, needing to validate his worth, goes for a high five. Then teaches me that you can actually just walk away from Gale. I have played Act 1 so many times and have literally never done that. Did not know it was an option. I'm a bit sad for the loss of power, but we would have had to kill him eventually anyway. So I suppose this fate is pretty bad. We move on.
Get out by myself? I'll perish in here!
I'm surprised you didn't throw his hand off. What? What?
Get rid of them.
Huggins, once again, jumps the gun and frees Lae'zel. Naturally, the fodder side characters don't take too kindly to this, and they turn on me. Like, what the actual hell, guys? I'm a tiefling, same as you, and you pull this crap. We send them home to hell, so after the farmers, violent brains, and wannabe devils, our rests and resources are gone. This would be a great time to go to camp for a sleep, but first... I am utterly shocked. I was waiting for people to group up, but nobody did. Thought might as well still do it anyway, and somehow I managed to smash in the guy's head standing far away from the obelisk. We argue for a bit. What should we do next? I want to free Withers so we can get rid of the dead weight. Mick Huggins wants to pay a visit to the Grove. He says there's a lot of potential for growth there. I concede, but messed up. You see, I mentioned that every time I just sit back and watch this fight play out, Will always dies. McHuggins, never hearing that before, wants to watch Will get turned into Goblin Scat. Have you ever watched a horror movie where the final girl has the upper hand, turns the table, gets the movie villain's weapon, like, I don't know, the gun, smacks the villain, and then drops it at their feet and runs away? Like, what the fuck? Instead, I don't know, finish the villain off with it? When the movie pulls that shit, I instantly change teams. I'm on the killer's team now. Will jumping off the high ground to get surrounded by goblins is literally the same thing. Mother! You are a warlock with Eldritch Blast, and you have the high ground. Scream, it's over! I have the high ground, and start making it rain the wrath of hell on them. But no, he jumps down, and I switch teams. Normally when I watch this fight, I'm in stealth and keeping at a distance. Our setup is completely wrong, and I start thinking I've messed up. Will is still alive and managing pretty well. Some goblins are focusing on me and Lazao, but as the goblins start the next round, they thin out the numbers. And we just agree to use some Revivify. Every time I do this fight, I take out the archers first. It's when I watched this fight that I realized taking them out is the smart move because they wreck Will's shit. They get crit after crit. Will and target practice dummy number 3 were doing pretty well against the goblins, but the archers land a few crits, and then their valiant stand comes crashing down. I really can't help but think how good the high ground would have been right now.
Almost never miss if they're not distracted. Yeah.
We take some time to revivify while the last goblin pointlessly attacks the gate and Zevlor takes a few pot shots at them. We roll in, cleaning up one goblin and taking credit for the whole fight. Zevlor appreciates our efforts so much that he invites us in for some personal development. Next time on the adventures of Geff the Almighty Warlock.